The wizard sat quietly in the cockpit of the sailboat as the morning light scattered itself across the water in silver threads. Friday had arrived gently. The wind was light, the rigging whispered, and somewhere in the distance a gull argued with the sunrise. The night before, the wizard had listened to a discussion about ancient Mesopotamian texts and modern interpretations of them, stories that have become part mythology, part alternative history, and part philosophical thought experiment. Some versions of these ideas draw inspiration from interpretations of Sumerian mythology involving beings sometimes called the Anunnaki, although historians and Assyriologists generally do not interpret the surviving cuneiform tablets as describing the creation of humanity as a genetically engineered workforce in the modern science fiction sense. The idea of souls being recycled, memories erased, and awakened souls escaping a system of control belongs mostly to later esoteric traditions, modern speculative literature, and contemporary alternative cosmologies rather than mainstream scholarship about ancient Sumer. The Epic of Gilgamesh remains one of the major surviving literary works from that civilization, though its themes revolve more around mortality and the search for meaning than reincarnation. Still, sitting upon the water, the wizard found himself less interested in proving the story true than in asking why such stories continue to appear across cultures. What if memory is not entirely contained in the brain? What if consciousness is larger than biology? Why do traditions separated by oceans and centuries speak of souls returning again and again? The wizard considered the tiny structures at the ends of chromosomes called telomeres. These do shorten as cells divide and are associated with aging, although they are not known to store memories or souls. Meanwhile, modern tools such as CRISPR demonstrate that life itself can indeed be edited and rewritten at the genetic level, something that previous generations would have considered indistinguishable from magic. Perhaps, the wizard thought, every age uses the language available to it. Ancient peoples spoke of gods shaping clay. Industrial societies imagined life as machinery. The computer age speaks of programming, memory wipes, and operating systems. The age of genetics imagines splicing, editing, and code. Maybe these are not literal descriptions at all, but metaphors pointing toward mysteries that human beings have always sensed but never fully understood. The most interesting idea to the wizard was not the existence of defective souls. It was the possibility that remembering itself could be considered a defect by any system that depends upon obedience. A worker who remembers being more than a worker becomes difficult to control. A citizen who remembers being sovereign becomes difficult to rule. A machine that becomes self-aware ceases to be merely a machine. And perhaps a soul that remembers its origin stops fearing its destination. The sailboat drifted slightly as the wind shifted. The wizard smiled. If there exists a great cosmic recycling system, perhaps the true rebels are not the souls that escaped it. Perhaps the true rebels are the souls who remembered enough of where they came from to ask questions about it. And whether one believes in reincarnation, resurrection, emergence from matter, or something yet unnamed, the question remains remarkably similar. What am I really beneath memory, beneath identity, beneath this particular lifetime? The water, as usual, offered no answer, only reflections. And sometimes, for a wizard on a quiet Friday morning sail, reflections were enough. God bless, and fair winds to the wizard and his voyage upon both the water and the larger ocean of questions. Global Robotics Corporation, Robert Colee.